Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Talking Stick. I'm Jess, and I'm here to chat with you today about something that I really find interesting, and I'm hoping you will too. So, it is in relationship to yesterday's video on divination, and so today we're going to talk a little bit about the tarot. Um, it looks like to me that the first you know, historical representation of the cards falls back to, Europe and around the 14th century. Um, and there has been so many different layers of it that have through time come forward, and really there's just so much to choose from today. So we're going to actually do a little mini reading, and then a 6 card reading, and then we'll actually go into uh, you know I have quite a few decks here that I'd love to share with you that kind of illustrates how diverse and really based on whatever you find interesting in life, you can really get cards that express that as well. So for me, I started around 16, really being interested in the cards, and have intermittently throughout my life really done readings and teach others about what I do know. And of course, I don't consider myself a master of any subject, but I love learning, and I really have found the cards to be very effective, especially when I'm unsure, like unclear about what's going on around me, and I need clarification. As far as the future tripping of it all, I don't do that all that much, and really leave it to myself to make decisions, and I just really enjoy getting clarity about the now, right? So the deck I use, they say, again, it's like everybody has their own way of working with the cards, but my understanding is they have to be gifted. And a good friend of mine, Leslie Crow, actually gave me these, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe. And I love them so much. And I had a deck up until then that I had since I was 16. And they got stolen out of my car. It was like weird. My car got broken into, and they just stole my crystals and my cards, which gave me some heebies because there was like checkbooks and birth certificates, and I had just moved to San Francisco, so there was all kind of stuff in my car that was like literally valuable, literally money. There was cash that wasn't taken. My favorite jacket, my cards, and my crystals. So that was something that I really didn't like much. But I had done this like vision quest with some gypsy women that they sort of approached me about, and I didn't really have to do pay for anything. I just had to acquire my own tools and stuff. It's a really interesting experience that maybe someday I'll share with you guys. But for today, I don't want to make this too long, and since we are doing a reading, I'd love to just sort of jump into it. So I will be using my primary deck. Like I said, a lot of people believe you must be gifted your primary deck, and then you can purchase additional decks on top of that. So this is my primary gifting deck. So what I'm going to do is just do a quick reading for you guys so you get an idea, just in case you've never had this experience, about what it sort of feels like, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll call upon, the archangels and spirit guides in the universe to protect and put protective energy around us so that we may find only good and only that which we need to find in our own hearts for clarity and for positive use in our lives, okay? All right, let's get to it. So some people, there's different ways. For me, some people will shuffle, and then cut the deck and then pick from the top, right? But for me, I just like to do a little bit of shuffling while focusing, and then let the cards fall as I'm shuffling, right? So that's just my preference, but there's a few different ways to do it. Like I said, you can cut the deck then into 3 parts, stack them back up, and pull from the top. So it's just based on your prerogative. So, all right, what do we have for the collective of the talking stick today? What do we need to know? Oh, okay, way too many, way too many. So I never take more than maybe one or two at a time when they fall. So I'm going to put all those back, so it was like 15. But yeah, so you just shuffle till you get one. So, ooh, Knight of Cups. Oh, look at this. Coming with some love. Ooh, I like that. So Knights are the fastest moving card of the deck. So we do have, outside of the major arcana, the Chariot. So the cards are divided into major and minor arcanas. So the numbered cards, so there's like 1 through 10 of the suits, which are typically cups, coins, swords, and wands. Okay. So the cups relate to emotion and love, the heart chalice. So the Knight of Cups is coming with love. So I know that I'm coming with love every day. So here we go. Card 1. Let's see, what else do we have? What else do we have to go with that Knight of Cups for the collective? Let's see. Oh, we have two flip at the same time, so I'll go ahead and take them both. We have the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory. It actually is talking about victory. And the Tower. So many people actually take the Tower as a negative card, but I don't. I actually just think it's a very fast-moving change. Okay, so this looks like we're going to see something very unexpected, happening in our lives that move us toward a greater sense of victory together, right? So as a collective, we are experiencing a rapid change, moving us with love toward a victory. So far, so good. I'm into it. Let's see, what else do we have? Well, after a period of being left out in the cold, or feeling left out in the cold, or lonely. Okay, so that's the Five of Coins. So it's actually, fives represent work and, having to do some work here. So again, this is about a rapid, sudden change in the perspective of from feeling left out in the cold, from feeling lonely, and, doing the work for victory, for heart chalice, for fast moving energy into the, the heart of the matters, right? Ooh, I'm enjoying this. I may have to just start doing a weekly reading for you guys just because I love it so much, and maybe nobody will want to watch it, but I want to do it. So let me know what you guys think if you'd like that, please. Okay. 2 more falling down. Oh, no, too many. That was more than 2. I did see one that's flipped over here, so let's see. All right. 9 of Pentacles and the Empress. Okay, so this might be relating more to me as a human here in doing this. So the 9 of Pentacles has to do with a sense of solitude, of blessed solitude, of feeling good in yourself as you are, by yourself or working in as a singular entity, and motherhood and the sense of, the feminine aspects of the being and what it takes to have an empire, right? So she often speaks of motherhood and things, but she's a powerhouse. She's all 4 queens. So not only do we have 1 through 10, we have, the page, the knight, and the king and the queen of each suit. So the empress and the emperor represent the 4 kings and the 4 queens, respectively, unified into one. So once you can embody the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. You become then the Empress, right? And so this is about a blessed solitude as an Empress. And I'm out here by myself, running the land, So, I think that might have a little bit more relational to me coming forward for this endeavor. But that would be applicable. All right, more for the collective, please. Another card for the collective. Take 2 more. Strength. Okay, so strength in numbers, like as we come out of the cold, as we move toward a victorious full cup within ourselves, and toward each other, there are strength in numbers, right? So our unity is strength. I love that. So one more card. Let's give a card. One more card for the collective. One more card. Too many again. So, one more card. One more card. Too many again. All right, come on, one card, please. Oh, here's two. We'll take them. Okay. So, I have the Three of Pentacles, which is sort of about juggling, and so, this is pretty interesting because we have the Death card, which does not mean death, okay? Death is interpreted as more so in this spectrum of the cards and in the interpretive meanings. It has to do more with renewal and rebirth. So the end of something old always brings the beginning of something new. So we have the death and, just sort of juggling, and it's like sort of that energy which we talked about, in the beginning of this. We did talk about, how since COVID, we've all been a little bit more isolated, and, that's again what this Nine of Pentacles up here that, we just saw, that blessed solitude, being alone, being single, or in an individual experience, right? And so nurturing that with the Empress is super important, and that's what we're doing here. That's what my energy and my effort is towards this, is just to nurture our unity even from anywhere on the globe. So I really see that the Strength card, coming before these two, the Death card as well as the Three of Pentacles, is really talking about how it's taken a lot of strength to really juggle all of this and still find a way toward a renewal and, a rebirth of who we are now as a community and as individuals. Okay, all right, I'm going to take one more card for the collective. Thank you. Yes, overcoming. Okay, so for sure, overcoming the heartbreak of it all, of the changes, the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords can mean many things, but it often means like heartache, and we are all juggling that sense of, feeling a bit heartbroken over what may have been lost during that time, whether that's loved ones, or, some people have lost their state of health if they actually did get COVID and they have long COVID, or their jobs have changed, society changed. We are no longer the same society. So let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And Judgment. Okay, so the wake-up call, the way that we, the divine calls us to our true meanings, and to, what's real and what's what we need to look at. Okay, so I find this really interesting. Top of the deck is Seven of Wands, taking a stand. So yeah, we're here to sort of take a stand, to receive the call, to move toward each other, even if we don't necessarily have that opportunity anymore to be physically in union with each other, as we once did. That there is purpose, and there is still a way to have unity. And drawing back from my energy and vibration episode, energy knows no boundaries and can easily wrap the world, through intention. So that's sort of what I feel like we're doing here. So, okay, so that's just a little reading for you guys, just to sort of understand how that might go. Again, if anybody wants a reading, I'll do it for donation. Whatever you can give is awesome. Or even if you just need it and you need some help, please contact me. I'm more than happy to do readings for you guys, especially. And so in a real reading, it would use multiple decks. So, my clarifying deck is this Egyptian deck. It's like a older deck. And it's very simple. And actually, I'm going to be adding some pictures of older decks here and there into this, so you'll see. But this one is actually based on one of the very much older decks. It's got very primitive looking pictures of the minor arcana, and then more art-based sort of looking, there's Strength again. So look, I showed you Strength from the other deck. And again, while the card meanings are the same, you can actually use some of the symbology in the cards to understand. And a lot of them are fraught, with much symbology. Let me use the ones that I was just using, for example. So, You can often look into the cards for, a symbolic meaning surrounding. So this one, for example, is the Hierophant. It has to do with, um, contracts, and, it can mean, a spiritual leader, right? So this is showing, of course, from back in the day, that would be a Christian, leader. And it shows his staff, and, all those points on the staff actually have meaning and all of that. So, yeah, and when you look at especially the minor arcana, so this guy, Six of Coins, is a lot often about reflection, equal give and take. It almost looks to me like two chakra bodies facing each other. So it's often has to do with just that, right? And so you see him on there like reflecting, and there will often be background images and stuff, and you take all of that into an account when you're interpreting the cards. So, okay, so yeah, there's many types of tarot. I've just shown you two that I have, and now I'd like to show you some of the varietal oracle cards. Okay, so I have a bunch of them. This one's Earth Magic Oracle cards, and they actually use earth elements, and which, I mean, imagery to explain the cards. So we've got childhood, innocence, music, which is harmony. Let's see, summer solstice, so radiance, you see the sun. So yeah, the oracle cards actually come from a completely left field angle, and they do not necessarily have anything to do with what a typical tarot deck would. They often use other, types of themes to bring information to the table, and they can just be all over the place. So this one I have Sacred Traveler. Really like this one. And this one actually has like advice. So this one says, begin now. Take your first step. Surrendering to the journey, release control, with imagery as well. Let's see. Valiant courage, take action with passion. So yeah, again, it's so many, just, like they said, the 7,000 decks, that's just tarot. When you go into Oracle, you have so many choices. So I'm just going to kind of run through these. Crystal, here's a crystal oracle, using the crystals and their energies, and they always come, a lot of times they'll come with books, so you don't even have to really do the interpretations yourself until you get to a certain point. So, this one is pretty self-explanatory. It has turquoise, we got tiger iron and rose quartz, and if you are not a crystal person, each one of those types of crystals actually has their own meanings and energies, just normally. So these cards actually sort of use that, and you can use the book to give you some of the lesser known meanings of stones. One of my favorites, the Ascended Masters. I used to have the real deck of these and had to get sort of a small, like, cheesier version when they disappeared, but I love this one. This one uses all Ascended Masters of all different belief systems and walks of life to really, speak to you. So Melchizedek, spiritual law of attraction. Let's see. Apollo, focus on your strengths. Let's see. Hina, freedom. So, yeah, it really uses, different, all kinds from, Merlin, energy healing. So, yeah, this one's super cool. Love it, love it. It has just everybody in there. And can be a great clarification. So what I do is I use tarot initially, and then I clarify with whatever chosen decks here, right? So I have a couple of different angel. I love the angels, so I use angel cards. I have two different angel decks, this one and this one. This Angel Tarot is amazing, actually. I really love this one. And so, like the Angel Guide, I'll give you a quick example of how those look. again, they just, give key words with imagery of angels to help you understand what's happening around you and within yourself. Of course, the chakras. I have chakra cards. Love these as well. And they will use different chakra colors with words as well. So we have upside down. See it. So, yeah, holistic health, divine wisdom. There's one, visualization, dreams. So, yeah, that's the chakra one. Love that one as well. And let's see. And, it's kind of funny because, like, when my mother passed away, I was at her house, and, she was a very Catholic woman, but she loved herself some fairies, right? So she actually had quite a few different, I haven't even gotten to explore them yet, but fairy oracles. So she had 2 fairy oracles by Doreen Virtue. She does a lot of oracle message cards. And then she also had the fairy tarot as well. Oh, actually, the first one I showed, that was a tarot. And then these 2 are oracles. So, I mean, just on the fairies here, my mom even had 3 different fairy type cards. And let's see. So some of the more interesting ones I've kind of saved for last. Celtic Tree Oracle. I really love trees. Okay, so I couldn't resist this one. But it takes and you have to use the book, at least I do, because I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what these trees would actually represent. But I love to learn. So it takes like different trees. Each card is a different tree and shows you the leaves or the tree itself, and then you go into the guidebook to understand what each one of them might mean. Right? So really cool. Love that one. And I have a deck that's an art deck, Earth Warriors Oracle, really cool. And it actually is it's got such extensive meanings that I usually only use like one per reading. And it has just like instructions and, all kinds of things, like pages of information per card. But there's these really beautiful imageries. This one's Blessing of the Supreme Being. Let's see. This one is Star of Venus. I mean, just these really beautiful images. This is Pueo, Guardian of... Oh my gosh, I don't have my... Umakwa. I have my glasses on. But, okay, yeah. So that one is also super cool. But like I said, I probably would never do an entire reading with these because it's just so complex in every different card. Now, my 2 favorite of the, not sort of these obscure cards is the Amenti Oracle, which is the Wisdom of Ma'at, who is, we've discussed her. She's actually an Egyptian deity. And so living with a feather heart. So as you know from our conversation about, what was it, in the Star Peoples, I believe, part of, life after death maybe, but part of living, or when you pass away in the Egyptian concepts, is that, Osiris and Ma'at and Thoth are all, together, and, it's the feather of Ma'at that your heart is weighed against, right? To see if you can enter into, the realms of Osiris in the afterlife. So, I love this one because it literally it says this one says, I do the best I can, and I care for the earth. These I try to use. This one and the next one I actually got for the sense of mediumship through the cards, and we'll talk more about mediumship later in the week. But yeah, so these are super beautiful, like Art Nouveau, Art Deco, I Am Humble art, and really bringing in the concepts of the feather heart. I speak with sincerity. So yeah, I love this deck. Super, super cool. And then one that, of course, being that I was in music, and I really hold music close to my heart, I couldn't resist this one. And again, I bought it for the sense of the mediumship concept of, when people are wanting to specifically address the energy of their past or loved ones, which would still be a current energy. And depending on what you believe, I mean, we do not ever die, we just change form, right? So the fact that our essence continues on is something that I think a lot of different religions and spiritual beliefs. But music oracles. Like, I love this one. Okay, so let me show you a little bit about this one. It has its own little guide as well. But the cool thing about these is it's written right on there. So right there, that's Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra says, everyone looks up to the guy behind the guy. Fly yourself to the moon of your choice. You only get one shot at life, so aim high, right? Let's see. James Brown, knock 'em dead, then leave. Don't quit moving till it's paycheck time. When you're ready to get up on up, it's time to get down. So, yeah, I mean, I just thought these were super amazing, too, as far as, then we have Joni Mitchell. Learn to write in your own blood. Some things need confessing. Others are better left unsaid. Never lose sight of the miraculous. So, yeah, I just think these are super amazing as well. So, my point is, oracle cards, there's, as you've seen just in what I have in my collection, and this isn't even all of them, there are many, many to choose from and to suit your own heart and what you might find, great about life and love and an expression of that. So anyway, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one as much as I did. I just had a really great time. And so tomorrow we'll just go into a little bit into astrology, and then we will do probably mediumship, right? So thank you so much for being here and for being available to this concept with me and to talk a little bit more about it. I really, really appreciate you guys getting to this point. A little bit longer of an episode, but yeah, I really enjoyed myself. So thanks again for showing, growing, and glowing together as a community here. Once again, if you're interested in a reading, please don't hesitate. I'm more than happy to do that. We can do it a number of different ways. I can send a video, we can do a phone call, we can do a Zoom. I can even just send over the cards and sort of an overview. It's up to you, so don't hesitate to reach out. Again, the Talking Stick Collective at Gmail, and we can get down. All right, and let me know if you guys would like. I'd love to do a weekly reading for everyone that's more extensive than the one we did today. So, all right, well, have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.